Parent Project's been around for over 3 decades, and what it is it's a program for parents who have really out of control teenagers or kids.
Primarily kids aged between 10 to 18 years old, and the child is usually exhibiting some type of destructive or really challenging behavior that traditional parenting techniques have not worked.
February 8th, 2018, my daughter was killed in a car accident. And after her accident, I wasn't right mentally, physically, just emotionally. Neither was my son. At the time, I didn't know it. And he just was being very defiant. His behavior was just out of whack. He wasn't listening, stopped going to school. He was getting physical. It had gotten physical. And I started locking myself in the room. And I couldn't live like that. It was just too much. I reached out for help.
I remember getting a phone call from a colleague, and she said, I have a parent that I think could use the Parent Project class. So I gave Carla a call. She said, oh, hi. And so I could hear the skepticism in her voice. When we sat her down and we started talking to her about what Parent Project is, she kind of fell silent for a few moments and then said, I don't even talk to my son.
When I got to the Parenting Project, they just crowded around me and said, it's okay, we got you. I was like, all right. And I felt that. And it was heart sincere. They just made me feel comfortable and gave me that support that I needed.
Carla's always been a strong woman with an amazing personality and a giving heart. I think she just sort of lost that for a while. And because she was willing to sit down and really be reflective about her experience and her journey through Parent Project, she's the one that implemented and enacted all of that change within her home.
The 2 instructors that were there, I told my story to them, and they just kind of came around me, picked me up, said it's going to be all right. We're going to give you some tools. We're going to put them in your toolbox. And that's what they did. I mean, literally. They started taking information down. They started making phone calls for me. And it just that support, I felt comfort. I felt, okay, I could do this.
Carla was great because she came in 100% once she finally committed. And so she was doing the steps of success. She was trying. And each week you would get a little snippet of, I tried this and it didn't maybe go as planned, but it didn't go as bad as I thought.
I went in one way, I came out another. I didn't have any idea that it was going to change like that because I went in saying, I'm done.
The majority of the parents that we see are those who are saying this is a last resort. What it comes down to is them trusting us.
It's because of the way the curriculum has been constructed and the activities and the discussions and the prompts and the homework that is implemented and part of the curriculum that naturally lends itself to the change and to the shift that someone can truly experience if they're ready to do that. And Carla was ready.
They gave me tools. And one of the tools that was so important, I use it today, not just with my son, but with everybody, is when you come across hard conversations or hard situations, you don't have to handle it right then and there. You could just wait. And that really helped. I mean, it changed everything.
Each week, they also are asked to do something. It's not homework, but it is a challenge. It's a try this type of a thing. And it's called a SOS, a Steps of Success. It really creates those building blocks of walk before you run.
The program allowed me to look at a different window. I was looking at a window, but it was my window and it was a tunnel vision. The program gave me different windows to go around. I had options, gave me options.
When they're amongst peers, when they're amongst like-minded people, other parents going through similar things, it really gives them the opportunity to pause and be in a safe place to really look in on themselves, right? From their point of view, their perspective of what's going on in their home. That's when we can start that transition into how do we improve that?
As a parent, you don't always have the tools, and you sometimes need help or somebody to come in and, hey, try this or try that. That's what I received from the Parent Project, was just tools for my toolbox. I start opening up and just start throwing them in.
There's a certain way that we parent, and it usually stems from the fact that we ourselves were taught that as a child. When you're trying to disrupt a cycle and you're trying to change those habits, it's much different.
It's been a couple of years since we actually met Carla and she went through Parent Project with us, and they've done a complete 180. And through Parent Project, she's just grown. She's a confident person now, confident woman. Her and her son are working on a podcast together so they can speak to others. They have a phenomenal relationship. They are enjoying each other's company, and the future looks bright. They look forward to doing things with each other.
He actually left the continuation school. He's in high school. He's playing football. He went from an F student to a B student. So there's no complaints. None. I'm just excited. And our relationship has definitely increased the communication. It's much, much better.
Parent Project really kind of helps plant their feet back down in reality and where they are, and really opens their eyes to they still have a lot of life left to live.
Because once you take it, and if you're truly in it and you truly apply all of the information that you learned in that class, your life will not be the same.
You have to learn to adjust. There's adjustments. You do have to adjust throughout the years. And as parents, we don't want to. We want to, it's our rule. This is my house and you can't talk to me that way. But there are people as well, and they have feelings and emotion. The Parenting Project changed. It just changed everything for me.